This is Carl, and you're watching Agoraphobic News.
Hey, Mills here. Welcome to another episode of Agoraphobic News. This time with Mr. Karl Sanders of Nile. Hello, sir. How are
Doing great, man. It's great talking to you again. Man, fuck yeah.
so, what are you? Are you in South Carolina right now? Right?
Yep, I'm here at my home. It's guitar lesson day. I do guitar lessons on Thursdays and Saturdays. So that's why we see all the guitars laying around.
Yeah. And how many students do you have?
About 2 dozen. It's split across 2 days, which it's just enough students where I can earn enough money to pay my bills, but not so many students that I lose my mind and go crazy.
Yeah. And are they like metalheads or they play some other genres?
Mostly it's metal guys. I think for whatever reason, people don't come to me to learn how to play country music or jazz. Um, they come to me wanting to learn how to play some metal.
Yeah. And are you working on a new Nile album?
Actually, we have started writing some songs. Mostly, what I've been doing, I did the third Saurian album this year. Hopefully, that'll get a release date soon. Yeah, there's a lot of people trying to release records right now, so it's not as easy as it normally is.
And how many songs do you have for that album?
There's 10 songs with some really cool guests, actually. Rusty Cooley played guitar on it. My jazz guitarist friend Matthew Kay plays. Uh, Pete Hamura, Nile original drummer, did percussion. Mike Brazil's doing vocals. Uh, Mustafa, my friend who plays oud, he's on a track. That's pretty cool. George Colius is on a track playing some jazz drums. Um, yeah, a lot of fun guests, a lot of fun stuff.
Awesome. And what about the Nile album? I mean, did you make some progress, or how many? Do you have some songs written?
Yeah, we've got some songs started. I can't say titles or anything yet. It's way too early to share that. But yeah, we got a few songs in the works. George, our drummer, lives in Athens, so probably by midsummer or so, he'll be able to travel again. So he'll be able to come over, and we'll be able to do more. I'm sure. We're we're not especially worried about it. Um,
Yeah.
he'll be all right.
And can you tell me something about the latest Nile album, Nilotic Rites? I mean, there are two songs that have like a lot to do with like brainwashing and propaganda, such as in Nilotic Rites and Thus saith the parasites of the mind. So what is like the concept behind it?
Well, I think you're right about, there is a lot of stuff about propaganda, uh, misleading people, mind control. Um, there's also a lot of stuff about the long, slow decline of the civilization and how I think, they saw it coming for a long time, um, and how this affected people. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like idiocracy. I mean, our IQ is going downwards.
Yes, dude, I love that movie. What a genius fucking movie. Oh my god. It's so prophetic. Like
Yeah.
like you see stuff that happens nowadays and like you immediately go, those motherfuckers were right. They were right. And we see it in our lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, I think that humanity is in a downward spiral. I mean, in the World War One, there was this belief that that the humanity is going like upwards, but now it's like this.
I think it's true, man. Like even if you look at, what's going on, in my silly country, it's mind blowing.
Yeah,
Mind blowing. Yeah.
I mean it sucks. And this song, Seven Horns of War, it has like Lord of the Rings trumpets in it. So I guess you're a big fan of Lord of the Rings.
Dude,
This,
I love the Howard Shore soundtrack for Lord of the Rings. It's so fucking good. If you Google it, you can probably see them doing the live orchestra performance. It's incredible. It's
yeah,
incredible.
yeah. Also. And I guess you're a fan of Pink Floyd's Live at the Pompeii album. And if you had the chance, like, to perform at some historical location, where would that be?
Well, man, Pompeii's not a bad place to make a great concert. Or the fucking pyramids, that would be awesome. The Colosseum, the Acropolis, any of these places would be great. I don't think it's ever going to happen. Don't think you're going to see a death metal show. They're not going to let us play there, but it would be cool. As long as we're smoking our pipe and going, hey, that would be, yeah, fuck yeah, it would be cool.
Yeah. And I found this article called Call to Destroy Egypt's Pyramids Begin by Raymond Ibrahim. And did that article inspire you to write the lyrics for the song Call to Destruction?
Um, well, it's definitely in there somewhere. Um, really, about that time that I was writing it, in the news, there was a lot of stories about the destruction of artifacts going on. Um, and also, I happened to see a Transformers movie where they're destroying the pyramid and they're going to use it to harvest energon, by using the energy of the sun and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, there's a line in there where they say, engage the destruction machines. So I'm watching this Transformers movie, and they're saying this line, and they're doing this thing where they're ripping the insides of the pyramid out and destroying the top of it. I was like, this is a motherfucking metal song. This is
Yeah.
a fucking metal song. How is this not a metal song? That's metal as fuck. Um, so I went, well, this is a Hollywood movie. They can't be the first person to think about destroying the pyramids. I wonder who else had that fucking idea. So I Googled it, right? When I Googled destroy the pyramids, right, I got all these fucking, articles, like just piles of them. And that was one of them, the one you referenced. It was one of them. It wasn't the only one, but that had a lot of great quotes in it.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is a motherfucking metal song. Are you kidding me? This is great. Yeah.
Yeah. And who directed the video for Call to Destruction?
Actually, I don't remember. It was one of the Nuclear Blast guys. And they emailed me and said, so, Carl, what do you want in this video? So I said, dude, what we need is like all those newsreels where they're destroying artifacts, and doing terrible, violent things, um, blowing up, temples and museums and ancient stuff, and that's what we need. That's what we need in this. So they went, okay,
Were
okay,
they and were they
yeah.
afraid of maybe to get the death threats, like if they had their name on the video or stuff like that?
Yeah, maybe that's why we're asking that question. Who directed this? Maybe they didn't actually put their name on it. I don't know. Maybe that's why you have to ask the question. Who directed this thing? I don't know who did it.
Yeah, and in this video there are like footage. There's footage of like ISIS destroying a Mosul museum, ancient city of Nimrud, and even like the destruction of Jonah's tomb, which is like a mosque. So it kind of shows how crazy these people are, basically.
Yeah,
even
man,
if they
nuts.
even if they destroy like Muslim tombs. I mean, how? I don't see any logic, to that.
I don't know it either. What are these guys actually thinking about? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't get it.
crazy. And I was looking for some comments on that video, and there is even a guy who says like that Call to Destruction is a recruit video for ISIS, and that they're like that Nile is pro-Islamic, anti-Islamic, and some guys said like they should nuke these motherfuckers, So it's kind of a mess when you take.
It's nuts because where we're coming from, we're just making metal, and that was a really cool idea for a metal song.
Yeah,
But that's for us. That's about it. We don't want to destroy the pyramids. We think ISIS is probably pretty fucking stupid, but we don't hate anybody. We're not anti this or pro that. We're just dudes playing fucking guitar and playing drums and making metal songs.
yeah. And who is this guy on the who sings on "To Dream of War" song? I mean, there's this like guy with this raspy voice, like a narrator.
That's a friend, Scott Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, he has such a cool voice. I mean,
Yeah, he does. It
and
was a lot of fun to do, actually, that track. It was a lot of fun.
yeah,
Um, doing the vocals for that because Scott's not an experienced vocalist at all, so this is like probably the first time he'd ever recorded his voice. uh, so it was a lot of fun.
yeah. And would you invite him to sing on some another Nile or maybe
No,
solo
probably not.
service?
Probably not. No, I don't think we necessarily need to redo every good idea we had. We got more ideas for songs, so
Yeah,
we're not
and
worried.
in this song, the Rache Krieg lead der Assyrischen, there are these lines, Ia Saka, Ia Pazuzu. So were they taken from Morbid Angel's Lord of All Fevers and Plagues song, maybe?
No, of course not. They come from the Necronomicon. Um, but if like every single band that you can think of that has a Necronomicon, uh, you know, it's a lot of fucking dudes, metal guys with the Necronomicon. It's kind of like the Bible, right? The Bible for metal guys. Um, so of course there's going to be similarities. They come from the same place.
Yeah. And I mean, there's like a plenty of references to plague and fevers in Nile's lyrics, like Nergal, god of war and plague, and even the Lord of all fevers and plagues references. So, do you think that they were like obsessed by it, or that they were frequently like stricken by plagues, so that they?
Well, in ancient times, certainly uh, plagues and pestilences were a fairly common experience, enough to where people, knew enough about it to avoid the shit out of it. It was a thing. It's still a thing. In Africa, they get locust swarms and diseases and famines all the fucking time. Um, so I'm pretty sure none of them like it.
Yeah. And there is this song, "Masturbating the War God," and I heard like Led Zeppelin "Kashmir" in that song. So was it inspired by Led Zeppelin?
Well, yeah, I mean that's it's kind of obvious. That's probably not the only Zeppelin riff or idea that you're going to come across in either our music or anybody else playing metal. Um, It's a pretty deep influence. Zeppelin, super influential.
Yeah, I mean, probably everybody was inspired by them in one way or another.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can play any form of metal or hard rock and not just automatically be directly or indirectly influenced by the music of Led Zeppelin. It's like trying to say that there's no Beatles influence in modern music. Well, that's insane.
Yeah, yeah. And are you in touch with Nader Sadek?
Once in a while, he messages us. Yeah, he's in jail. Um, Not too happy about that. Yeah.
That sucks. And do you maybe know why was he arrested?
Well, I don't have all the facts, so I hate to speculate on it. But pretty much, I think that some of the other people in the Egyptian metal scene ratted him out. That's why he got arrested right after his video of him singing in the pyramids went public. That's when he got arrested. So
It fucking
there you go.
sucks. And the guy was already jailed like a way back for playing metal music. So these Egyptian metalheads literally go through hell because of listening to the music, and I think that we take that for granted. I mean,
We sure do. Yeah, it really says something when someone is willing to be metal, even if they're going to go to jail. They still will be metal. It's a far cry from like, you know, what I see a lot of where I live. Like, well, I'll listen to Metallica if my sister plays it on Spotify. That's not metal. You can't call yourself a metal fan if the only time you listen to it is your sister plays it on Spotify. That's not metal. That's the complete opposite of people in a metal scene in parts of the world where it's very much frowned upon, where it's even illegal. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it sucks. And there's this song called "In the Name of Amun," which is basically about the conquests of Tuthmose III. And was that lyric inspired by some historical source? Did you copy paste it or?
Well, I had been reading up on Tuthmose III and had done a shitload of research. I had pages and pages of it. Basically, on that song, I just took all the stuff I had, like all the stuff he did, all the stuff he said, all the stuff other people were saying about him. I just took all that and I crossed off whatever I didn't need. And whatever was left, that was the song.
Do you like some video games? Maybe.
Yeah, I do. I play Call of Duty uh, all the time. I'm even an admin at night for Call of Duty 2. I really like the older version because it's stripped down and it's fun. There's not a lot of extra shit. It's just you gotta play.
Yeah. And did you play maybe Assassin's Creed's Origins?
No, a lot of people ask me about that because they apparently see a lot of similarities in that and what we do. So I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, I mean it's basically Caesar's Egypt. I mean Cleopatra's Egypt.
Okay.
And do you have some last words maybe for this interview?
Dude, it's been a blast talking to you today. Um, yeah, this has been a lot of fun. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, and do you have some something to say for the audience?
Oh, dude, Metal's coming back. I can't wait to see all of you out on tour. Fuck yes. Let's make some metal.
Awesome. So thank you for your time and have a nice day.
You too, my friend.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Hey people, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Agoraphobic News. Please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel to help us grow. You can also support us on Patreon by becoming one of our patrons. And big shout out to our patron Season of Mist for supporting our work. So stay tuned for another interview and keep it metal.